SuperTalk Mississippi media production.
Waiting. You do it at grocery stores, in traffic, and at the doctor's office. But what if you could skip the wait altogether? Introducing Trust Care Plus, a healthcare membership that makes feeling better even faster. Skip the waiting room and enjoy priority access at any Trust Care clinic. Sick kid? Text your care crew day or night. Get discounts on prescriptions and so much more. Wait no more. Feeling better just got a whole lot faster. Join Trust Care Plus today. Plans start from just $15 a month. Learn more at trustcarehealth.com/plus.
Joining me in studio from Smith Motor Company, Jack Smith. We've been doing these interviews for quite a while. Let's start off for those that don't know where Smith Motor Company is located.
Yes, sir. We're on Highway 98 in West Hattiesburg, right across from the west entrance of Lake Serene.
So if you haven't driven by Smith Motor Company lately and seen the inventory, you have everything, it seems.
Yes, sir. We have over 200 aluminum boats in stock. We have tri-tunes, we have golf carts, we have lawn mowers, we have tractors. We have a big variety of things to look at and great on-site financing and service as well.
And that's such a good point because that's one thing people look for when making purchases like that. Can I bring it in to get it serviced?
Yes, sir. We have several full-time techs that specialize in the different brands we sell, and they're available at all times to take care of our customers and take care of the items we sell.
So if people want to know about your inventory, what should they do?
Yeah, you can visit our website at smithmc.com. That's Smith, M as in Motor, C as in Company.com, or you can call my personal cell at 601-606-3184.
Hey there, it's Danica Dewhurst with the Citizens Bank, proudly serving Lamar and Forest County. Have you been thinking about buying or building a home? At the Citizens Bank, we specialize in making homeowners' dreams come true. We will work with you every step of the way to make sure the mortgage process is easy and suits your situation. Stop by my office today at 6222 Highway 98 and let me show you what makes the Citizens Bank different. We believe in more than just transactions. We believe in building relationships. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
SuperTalk News, I'm JT Mitchell. A late-night vote at the U.S. Capitol saw House Republicans block a Democratic effort to unseal documents related to Jeffrey Epstein. It was a close 6-5 vote inside the House Rules Committee. This comes after President Trump's administration made a full 180 and said over the weekend there's no client list connected to the high-profile sex trafficker.
As supporters of President Trump erupt over the Justice Department's failure to release those hyped-up records in the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking investigation, his strategy has been to downplay the issue, but it's not working. Here's far-right commentator Jack Posobiec.
I will not rest until we go full Jan 6 committee on the Jeffrey Epstein files.
Trump and his Attorney General Pam Bondi basically saying there's nothing more to see here.
AP correspondent Julie Walker looking at frustration within the Republican Party.
Tune in to Middays with Gerard Gibbert each weekday, live from the Element Wealth Studios. Is retirement on your mind? Do you have a plan? Go to myelementwealth.com to find your balance between income, growth, and guarantees.
Keeping you up to date with news, weather, and politics that affect you and your family. SuperTalk Mississippi News. Your news all the time. On air and online. SuperTalk Mississippi News. At supertalk.fm.
The Grammy Museum, Mississippi is thrilled to announce that the Taylor Swift Through the Eras exhibit is extending its stay
until August 31st, 2025. Nice.
The exhibit has drawn record attendance and captivated visitors since the grand opening in fall of 2024. Sponsored by Visit Mississippi, this exhibit celebrates Taylor Swift's remarkable 19-year music career. Don't miss your chance to step into Taylor's world at the Grammy Museum, Mississippi. To purchase tickets or to learn more about this exhibit and other events, visit
GrammyMuseumMS.org.
Hey, I'm Steve Azar, and you never know who or what you'll hear when I spend a Mississippi Minute with my friends.
Just like that muddy river, moving slow. Ain't no hurry, that's how life goes.
Be sure to check out In a Mississippi Minute with me, Steve Azar, right here on SuperTalk Mississippi, the SuperTalk Mississippi app, and now available on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher.
Interrupt this program.
Gerard Gibbert.
Here we go.
This is huge. Huge news. Huge news. Huge.
You need to listen to this.
Middays with Gerard. SuperTalk Mississippi.
Little Martha Hoople. Back with you in the Element Wealth Studios. So the White House has given the go-ahead to cut sugary drinks and junk food from the list of groceries that qualify for SNAP benefits. Arkansas got a waiver and has implemented such a policy in the state to our northwest. We should do that immediately in the state of Mississippi, day one, when our legislature's back in session. If you guys are listening, get ready. Drop a bill to do so. This is a no-brainer, in my view. Is it unreasonable that if I'm a taxpayer and I'm paying for your food, that I ought to have a little bit of say-so? I don't want to be unreasonable and inhuman and all the stuff the left would call us, but it turns out, according to Secretary of the Agriculture, Brooke Rollins, you may have seen this report, she says like sugary soft drinks are the number one item purchased with SNAP. Am I right about that? Is that what you said?
I mean, there have been entire articles written about how SNAP benefits allowing children to have a Red Bull when they go to school keeps them from facing the social stigma of being poor.
Unbelievable. And this is what aggravates people. It's the same as on the C Spire text line talking about the way the Medicaid program gets built. Says that what they're saying is that the parents may be separated. And another texter talked about how that you'll have parents of children on Medicaid that will not be married, but they're taking care of the kids. I just come up with all kind of schemes, essentially, to qualify the children because it's based on household income. Literally, the income that is associated with all the people who supposedly live in a house, the same one the child lives in that's on Medicaid. That's the way it's supposed to work. We don't need any new laws around that. What we need are new systems and people that, please describe them for them, the my problem people.
Not my problem.
Right.
Case in point from the 662, I think the texter's saying they're separated. The Medicaid worker actually told my wife to do that on our application years ago. We did not, by the way.
I don't doubt it.
So you have actual federal employees telling people to break the law.
Separated, meaning, right, live in two different, or report your income, married, filing separate, two different addresses, just come up with something. Yeah, that happens all the time. There's no doubt about it. Or, the other big one you, I'm sure, are aware of is when a couple, okay, female, we don't believe here on this program, by the way, that males can get pregnant. But when a female gets pregnant and they're planning to marry, they will delay the marriage and work around the household income scenario so that the pregnant mother can qualify for Medicaid, not only through delivery, but now for a period after that, for both the mother and the child. And they will delay, again, marrying and combining the incomes in the household to ensure they qualify. That's probably one of the most prevalent cases, I think, of sort of circumventing the household income controls. And it's just difficult to administer and monitor and control all that because it takes people and it takes a lot of work in the field. Can't people just be honest? You see, we've conditioned people. This is part of the problem, is it not? No, you're entitled to this. If the billionaires got tax breaks, that's part of the problem. We're not telling people, hey, you know what? Our country we'd all be better off if you tell the dang truth. Be honest. Don't lie. Don't steal. Don't cheat. But we're conditioning people. You're entitled to this. You're not really cheating. You're not lying. You're not stealing. Oh, no, you're entitled to this because the system is rigged. And by the way, they got more money than you. They can afford it. It's what you hear over and over and over again. Have you ever heard them say, that's not right, guys. You're cheating. You're lying. You're stealing. It's not right. It's morally repugnant. Never do you hear that. Ever. They've always got some way to justify it, some way to warrant it, some way to sanction it, condone it. Completely wrong. And it's honestly, it's unjust to the people who are absorbing the costs. I may have sent you a clip of another nut that's, I can't remember, I should say, if this person is in Congress or not. I think I sent it to you, and it concerned Social Security. Yeah, I sent it last night about 10:30. I know this is crazy. This is what I do after hours, is come across this nonsensical craziness. But this is a person talking about Social Security. This is a great example. You got it? Here we go.
American or family of four reaches $170,000, they stop paying into Social Security, which means somebody that makes $170 million pays the same $10,000 into Social Security as that family of four that made $170,000. So the longer-term financial stability actually can be fixed, and the biggest part of that fix is to tell people in the income bracket of Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Warren Buffett, hey guys, you need to keep paying into Social Security because it undergirds the very promise of America which is that no one who reaches their golden years should die in poverty, and no one who becomes disabled should have their children kicked to the curb and have to live under a bridge.
Tell me again who exactly that is. I don't think it identified him, did it? Was this?
No, but it's on MSNBC, so you know they're full of it. Let's see if it's in the description.
I couldn't remember if it was MSNBC or CNBC.
Yeah, former Social Security Administration Commissioner Martin O'Malley.
That's right. That's exactly why I stored it now. You just reminded me of it. It was the person who ran the dang Social Security Administration. This isn't a person just off the street here. So I don't even know where to begin with how much is wrong in his analysis there. So you heard him say, yeah, if you make $170 million, you still only pay $10,000 in because the threshold was reached at $174,400, $176,000, whatever it currently is, something like that. Here's the thing he doesn't tell you, though. Let's just say that you scrap the cap. That's what the Democrats want to do. And the person who makes $170 million a year pays the full boat 6.5% Social Security contribution. That means they're paying in $10 million a year. You know what they get out? 60. They don't tell you about that. We want you to pay in $10 million a year, but by the way, when you apply for Social Security benefits, you're maxed out at roughly $60,000. They don't tell you that. So where's that $10 million going? To pay for everybody else's benefits. That's his cure, and that's deemed as fair. And it's deemed as unfair now. Oh, I only paid in $10,000. Yeah, a year, forever and ever. And so did my employer, by the way. But I'm still locked into a maximum of about $60,000 a year. Maximum benefits that this person would earn.
But no, he's not political. He didn't name Bill Gates or Mark Cuban or any other leftist billionaire. He had to name the right-leaning ones.
That's exactly right. That's a good point. Same situation for them. So, okay, so if they paid in $10 million a year and you not only scrap the cap on contributions, what if you scrap the cap on benefits? You know, that would make them go nuts, wouldn't it? Because then people like this would be getting like $2 million a year in Social Security benefits. But they would have paid in $10 million a year. I've actually seen people say, suggest this. Well, yeah, we need to scrap both, and that would fix it. I've seen people on the right say this, and it's like, are you not familiar with what's it called? In multiplication, the principle of multiplication. When you multiply both sides of the equal sign by the same figure, I can't remember the principle. It's not the distributive principle, I don't think, but something to that effect. But that's why that model doesn't work. If you're going to scrap the cap on both contributions and benefits, you're essentially multiplying both sides of the equation by the same figure. That doesn't change the equation itself, the equality. Unbelievable. But that's how these people think. Yeah, it's just that simple. Just let all these other people pay for everybody else's retirement. That'll fix it. As if that's fair. Unbelievable. We're going to step aside for a break. When we come back, the Supreme Court has paved the way for the dismantling of the Department of Education. That'll be our final discussion for the day. Thanks so much for being with us on Middays. Coming right back.
This year, Mississippi Power commemorates a century of service to Mississippi. It's been a privilege to power your homes, businesses, and communities for 100 years. As we look ahead to the next century, we'll keep powering progress and providing you with safe, reliable energy. Thank you for letting us serve you.
My name is Larry Warren, Warren Asphalt Paving.
Larry, we've seen new asphalt companies coming into the area. What's the difference between them and what Warren & Warren offers?
Well, first of all, Warren & Warren will be here with you now and after the job is done. These other people, you don't know where their home office is. If they're from out of town, do they have a tax ID number? Do they pay taxes in the state of Mississippi? That's the biggest problem. Do they have anything with the Better Business Bureau? If you look into it a little further, you may find out that they're not even listed with the Better Business Bureau. Everybody is different. If a person beats us on a bid, most of the time it's because you're not comparing apples to apples. They're not doing the exact same thing that we're doing, and we stand behind our work, and we're going to be here. And we do all kinds of work, anything from a patch job to $1 million job. It doesn't make any difference. People can call me at any time. They can call my telephone number, 601-270-4637, or my office number, 601-736-1203. We still do not do highway work and never will.
Hewlett Winstead Funeral Home has been a staple in helping Pine Belt families during their time of need. Since 1910, Hewlett Winstead has been locally owned and treats families not as customers, but as friends, neighbors, and like members of their own family through the personal caring touch needed. With locations in Hattiesburg, Sumrall, and Purvis, Hewlett Winstead offers traditional services, special requests, and pre-planning services. Hewlett Winstead Funeral Home, comforting the Pine Belt for over 110 years.
HMP Nursing Services is now hiring for the positions of CNA, LPN, and RN. HMP Nursing offers competitive rates and a flexible schedule to meet your needs. You can start an exciting and rewarding healthcare career today by applying online at hmpnursing.net. We are hiring today for the positions of CNA, LPN, and RN. Don't miss this opportunity. Apply today at hmpnursing.net and join our exceptional team of healthcare workers. HMP Nursing Services, Hattiesburg.
When you want to add some style to your truck or get some needed accessories installed, Trucks Plus in Hattiesburg has you covered. All types of bed liners are available at Trucks Plus, including ProCoat spray-on bed liners, UWS aluminum toolboxes, WeatherGuard truck equipment, plus step bars and running boards. If what you want is not in stock, Trucks Plus will order it and install it promptly. Trucks Plus Auto Accessories, 1102 West Pine Street in Hattiesburg. Call 601-582-4118. Trucks Plus.
For a limited time, get 0% financing for 84 months on John Deere 3E compact tractors at Ag Up. These versatile machines bring serious power. Offer ends July 31st, 2025. Visit us in-store, online at agup.com.
Pine Grove Behavioral Health and Addiction Services, located in Hattiesburg, is one of the nation's most comprehensive treatment campuses. Pine Grove provides the highest quality mental health care and addiction treatment for children, adolescents, and adults. Pine Grove offers many levels of care, including inpatient and outpatient treatment for children and adolescents. If you have any questions, please call 1-888-574-HOPE and visit pinegrovetreatment.com.
For over 20 years, Purple Wave Auction has been the trusted leader in online auctions, offering the easiest way to buy and sell equipment. From bulldozers to backhoes and combines to cranes, we host multiple weekly auctions in construction, ag, and fleet equipment. With our no reserve format and sell where it sits approach, you can bid on local equipment without waiting for far off auction dates. Get registered for free and start bidding today at purplewave.com.
Gerard Gibbert. Going beyond the headlines, breaking down the stories that matter to Mississippi. Middays with Gerard on SuperTalk Mississippi.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Middays from the Element Wealth Studio. So, Supreme Court says, have at it, Mr. President. Start the dismantling of the Department of Education. That's after they ruled, essentially cleared the way for the Education Department to fire hundreds of employees. This happened just yesterday. So the president has made it clear he intends to dismantle. You know what's refreshing? Is that you have a Secretary of Education, Linda McMahon, not a career politician, not a card-carrying member of the swamp. She doesn't care. She's wealthy. She's there to serve the country at the behest of the president. So dismantling the agency that she manages is perfectly fine with her. She's cool with that. She'll be fine. A career bureaucrat, a swamp creature, oh my God, we can't do that. What am I going to do?
Well, that's why they had all the news cameras there for the government layoffs so they could see the crying, and they clapped them out, and the people that got to stay left little messages about how we're going to keep fighting fascism.
Oh my gosh.
Like it was a kindergarten graduation.
Please tell me how shrinking government equates to fascism.
I just wonder where the news have been for all the other layoffs out in Silicon Valley. They didn't have cameras there for them.
So true. That's
and
absolutely true.
I guarantee you they provided more to the economy than any pencil-pushing bureaucrat in D.C. ever did.
By far. Absolutely true. So this is big news for the president. Speaking of Silicon Valley, somewhat related, Starbucks says get your butt back to work 4 days a week. They've tried this remote crap. Man, you're seeing more and more companies, or you're not, just adjust their policies along these lines. It just doesn't work, guys. It just doesn't. And so you got a company that's honestly known for treating its employees well. They have a pretty good reputation. Now, you've got some of the union nuts that and that sort of died down that would say otherwise, but I've actually talked to folks that work there. Said, what's it like working here? Some of the young people. They said, yeah, it's always surprises them when people go to work there and they don't last very long. I said, they pay good, the benefits are good, the working conditions are good. So what more do you want? Especially when you don't have to have too much, education to do that kind of work. Meaning more than anything, you hadn't spent a bunch of money on a bunch of worthless courses that don't get you a job. Not necessary here.
But if you've had worthless parents that have filled you full of anxiety over the course of your childhood, and then you get out and get a job at Starbucks and you hit that first rush, you're going to crumble.
I think that's right. But nonetheless, they want their corporate folks back in the office 4 days a week. So that is shaking up all these reversal of these COVID-era work-from-home policies. Meanwhile, you got Jerome Powell, the Federal Reserve Director. He wants a $2.5 billion renovation to the Federal Reserve building.
Of a 4-story building.
Have you seen that? $2.5 billion.
To put that in perspective, that would build 2 Jerry's Worlds out in Texas.
I was about to say, we're not building a football stadium here.
And those seat 80,000, so 160,000-seater football stadium or a 4-story building in D.C.
That, by the way, makes money every time people are in the seats. A bunch of money. Unbelievable. So I'm glad to see.
But no, there's no disconnect between the common man and D.C.
Unbelievable. So the chairman's office rocker here. And I've just heard reports, but haven't dug into the details. Apparently, some of the stuff he wants in this building is like mind-boggling, like a Taj Mahal palace for Federal Reserve workers. Unbelievable. By the way, the mathematical principle I was looking for is the property of equality. When you multiply both sides of an equation by the same number, you get the same number inflated by the multiplicand there. So the multiplier it would be. Need to make a way to make these fathers accountable somehow when these ladies sign up for Medicaid on the C Spire text line. You're lucky if you can find the father in many cases. It's a big problem. In this country, I'm sad to report, 41%. 41%, I checked it last night, of babies born in the United States are covered by Medicaid, meaning they're born to mothers who qualify for Medicaid. They may be scamming it, but at least on paper, their income qualifies them. In Mississippi, unfortunately, 57%, highest in the country, of the babies born in the state of Mississippi are covered by Medicaid. And most of that comes from the federal government, some $8 billion a year transferred into Mississippi to operate the Medicaid program. $1 billion of Mississippi funds matches up with the federal money.
But is it any wonder if you've got actual Medicaid workers telling you how to scam the system?
Not whatsoever. It's just a big slush fund to them. It's like a game. We're out of time here today. Thanks so much for joining us. Back with you again tomorrow. Until then, stay safe and God bless everyone.
WFMM Summerall Hattiesburg, SuperTalk Mississippi 97.3, powered by Genesis of Hattiesburg, home of the new Genesis GV80, a premium sports utility vehicle.
I'm Therese Crowley. Winning the AI race. Fox has learned President Trump will deliver his AI vision in a major address next week. Today, it's building the energy to power AI at Pittsburgh's Carnegie Mellon. And posting Happy Crypto Week, urging all Republicans to vote yes on what he calls a tremendous bill to make America the undisputed leader in digital assets. Senator Bill Hagerty explains the Genius Act to Fox.
The Biden administration did everything they could to wage war on the crypto industry here in America, to shove that sort of innovation offshore. We've taken major steps here with this legislation to bring it back, to create a regulatory framework that actually works here in America.
If you like to buy on the dip, Bitcoin was down 5% today from its record high 123,000. Pressures on Fed Chair Jay Powell, the president posting cut interest rates by 3 points with his CPI showing no inflation from tariffs. America's listening to Fox News.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Your roof is wearing out faster than it should. At RoofMax of Hattiesburg, we revitalize your shingles with a plant-based treatment that adds flexibility, extends roof life, and saves you thousands without replacing your roof. We back it up with a 5-year transferable warranty. Call us today, 601-433-2155 for your free roof assessment. That's 601-433-2155. RoofMax. Save your roof and save your money. 601-433-2155.
You're listening to Super Talk News. I'm Ben Milam. A fire broke out Monday at Chevron's refinery in Pascagoula, injuring 4 employees. A spokesperson from the oil and gas company told WLOX that the blaze began around 8:15 in the morning at their wastewater treatment facility. It was quickly put out by company firefighters. Those injured were treated at the scene, with 3 of 4 being taken to a local hospital. The extent of their injuries is not known at this time. And the city of Hattiesburg has begun construction on a major infrastructure project aimed at drainage improvement and lowering flash flood risk. An overhaul in the area of West 7th Street near Highway 49 will cost just under $5 million, with $2.1 million coming from the Mississippi Department of Environmental Quality, another $2.1 million in federal dollars, and $500,000 in local capital funds.
Are you a business owner looking for help with HR benefits and payroll? MWG Employer Services offers a wide range of services and can create a custom plan that fits your needs and budget.
I was so overwhelmed with HR stuff,
MWG Employer Services took all the stress out of it and even set up my payroll. I couldn't be happier.
MWG Employer Services is here to help you succeed. Call us today at 601-206-7966 or go to MWGEmployerServices.com.
We are agriculture, the #1 industry in Mississippi. We are 180,000 member families strong, a century of generations. We are grassroots Mississippi in all 82 counties. We are unified, the largest general farm organization in Mississippi. We are the Mississippi Farm Bureau Federation, 100 years and counting. Become a member today at msfb.org.
The 2025 MLB Draft is now on the books, with 30 Mississippi-connected players hearing their names called. First up was Purvis High School shortstop JoJo Parker, selected number 8 overall by the Toronto Blue Jays. His twin brother Jacob was drafted in the 19th round by the Arizona Diamondbacks. The highest pick for a collegiate Mississippi player was Southern Miss pitcher J.B. Middleton, who came off the board in the second round to Colorado. Ole Miss was tied for the third most picks of any college in the draft at 9, headlined by pitcher Mason Morris going in the third round to Cincinnati. Mississippi State's highest pick was pitcher Pico Kahn, landing with the Yankees in the 4th round. You can see the full list of players with Mississippi ties selected in the MLB Draft by going to supertalk.fm. And the cost of stamps is going up again. U.S. Postal Service officials say First Class Forever stamps will increase from 73 cents to 78 cents on Sunday. SuperTalk News, I'm Ben Milam.
For over 100 years, Mississippi Land Bank has been one of the premier lenders for land in the northern 32 counties of Mississippi. For more info, visit mslandbank.com.
Join Mississippi's handyman Buddy Slowick every Saturday from 10 till noon as he broadcasts live from the Build Mississippi studio. Go to buildmississippi.com for more information on training, credentials, and job placement.
Running a business is tough. If you're struggling with HR, benefits, and payroll, you're not alone. Many businesses just don't have the resources to keep up. That's where MWG Employer Services comes in. We provide a full range of employer services with everything from payroll to benefits to HR services and compliance, and can create a custom plan that fits your needs and budget. We're a Mississippi-based company that can help you focus on what you do best, growing your business. Call MWG Employer Services today at 601-206-7966 or go to mwgemployerservices.com.
I'll pre-record on my count. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, roll A, fade up on A.
Southern Miss to the top. You're tuned in to the Eagle Hour.
All right, welcome everybody. Super Talk Eagle Hour is back on the air. Bob Getty and Kelly Sanner. I think we have a guest on the phone, but there's a little confusion about that. Are you with us, Nick? All right, we had Nick Monacer on the phone. Something's happened. We're going to try to reconnect with him in just a few minutes. Also, later on the show, we're going to have the head baseball coach at Pearl River Community College, because Michael Avalon's team had a big day as well, Kelly. And so yesterday, after we got off the air, word came that Nick Monacer had been drafted by the Houston Astros, and then Landon Payne also drafted later in the day. Were you surprised to see Payne go?
No, I wasn't surprised. And he was one of the ones that we kind of thought would. And by virtue of where he was taken in the draft, that shows kind of a fringe player, but definitely somebody that can help. And he went to an organization that needs help, the Chicago White Sox. Mm-hmm. So there's that thought too. And he's a little bit older player, so I would think that, considering what his options might be, that he'll go to the White Sox. We'll see. And in all fairness to Nick Monaster, his phone has been, of course, going crazy. Really wanted to do the show, and we had him on the line, and then he texted right at the last minute and said, "Hey, I've got to jump on this other call. Call me later on in the hour." So we're going to try to talk to him about the process. Yeah.
All right, so 4 players now drafted. I'm going to assume that all 4 are going to sign those contracts, but I don't know that it's official. But on social media last night, a very cryptic message issued by Colby Allen that says coming back for one final chapter. So I would assume that Colby Allen is coming back, and that's big news for the program because I think that's your Friday night guy right there.
And I think what Southern Miss fans were looking at late in the draft as to when Colby, if he was going to be taken, where he'd be taken, because then it becomes a money maneuver between the major league teams and Southern Miss. Now, we've known all along, and the coaching staff has been pretty open about the fact that they really wanted him back, and that they would, in the words of Don Corleone in The Godfather, that they would make him an offer he couldn't refuse. Mm-hmm. And so the fact that he didn't get drafted was certainly good news for Southern Miss fans, but the fact now that he is apparently back in the fold for next year is one big chunk of the pitching staff puzzle that Coach Oz now has to rely on.
But as I said, we're going to have Coach Avalon on it shortly, and if we can reconnect with Nick Monaster, and I guess he'll text Kelly and let him know, we'll bring him back on. We didn't really talk much about it because it's really not Southern Miss related, but that is a pretty remarkable story. The kid out of Purvis High School, which in the whole scope of things, Kelly, is a tiny little high school, right? I mean, it's
2,000 people in the whole town.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's a 6A school or a big metropolitan area high school in Miami. Remarkable story to be one of the top 10 people drafted. What was different about this kid?
Athleticism, and this is kind of part of Monaster's story too, and Cook's story. And I think baseball is now going more toward athletes. Because if you're an athlete, you can play just about any position in just about any sport. And really athletic, JoJo Parker. Unspoiled by a lot of the things that go on around him. His brother also did wind up being drafted much later in the draft, which I know they were a little disappointed with that, but it's an inexact science. But he's announced that he is going to forego his selection and report to Mississippi State, as was the plan prior to the draft anyway. Mm-hmm. So one Parker will be going off to play, and Jacob will be going up to Starkville to play for Mississippi State.
Okay, money aside, because I know you're going to make a lot of money if you're in the top 10. Nobody's going to turn down that kind of money.
Yeah, that JoJo Parker slot, I think, was $6.18 million.
Well, that's pretty good change.
Yes. Go a long way in Purvis, Bob.
But how do you go from Purvis High School to professional baseball, Kelly? I mean, it just seems like to me it's like leaping over the Grand Canyon.
But I think the thing that he and a lot of other kids like him, and I should say kids like him because there aren't a lot like him, but I think what they have going for them is the fact that he's so grounded. That look at all the accolades and the things that he's already been able to do. Playing all these showcases against the best players in the country, but yet he's still very down to earth. He's a country kid, and I think all of that will really help him. His parents have done a good job of trying to shield him from a lot of that stuff, so I think he'll be just fine.
Oh, and I don't think that's not what I'm trying to say. I mean, from the standpoint of playing baseball, what is a realistic expectation to go from Purvis High School to Major League Baseball in X number of years?
Generally, you want to go up one level each year, and he's not but 18, maybe on the cusp of being 19. So you get to the major leagues by the time you're 23. I think that's reasonable to assume, particularly when you're drafted that high. Some of the guys are making it sooner, depending on how desperate the organizations are. Landon Payne, as we mentioned, is a little bit older player. But the organization he's going to is desperate for talent, the Chicago White Sox. So, and JoJo going to the Blue Jays, where he will be joined by Cook, right? Didn't Cook also get taken by the Blue Jays?
Right.
The Blue Jays aren't probably in as dire straits as the White Sox are, so they might take their time with him. But certainly when you're a number one pick, they're literally and figuratively banking a lot that your road to the major league is going to be as quick as it is, but generally speaking, 1 year at a time.
Total coincidence, and I think I've mentioned this on the show, but by coincidence, the that Saturday morning game in the conference baseball tournament in Montgomery, I happened to sit next to the scout for the Blue Jays who was there. Really nice guy, former Clemson baseball player, now scouting for the Blue Jays. And so we started talking about Southern Miss, and he was so complimentary of the program. And I think I've talked about this, that he said in the eyes of scouts, it's an SEC caliber program that could slip right into the SEC and compete every year. But he said that he said, the most sought after player on your team is not your pitcher. It's that center fielder. He's got, and this was his term, the full package, and he's young.
So it was really no surprise that the Blue Jays went after him.
Clearly, that's who he was there scouting. That's who he had his eyes on.
And that's a good nugget of information, Bob, because generally those are well-protected secrets.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if that were to get out to any of the other teams that the Blue Jays really highly coveted cook, that might have been problematic for the Blue Jays. So the fact that they were obviously eyeing him from
right.
the get-go.
And when I heard the news that that's who had drafted him, I couldn't help but smile, because that guy was high on him. He went through the whole 9 yards. Speed, agility, he can catch, he can hit, he handles the bat, and he went through that whole litany, and then he goes, and best of all, he's young.
So he can, if there's a downside, and we are truly nitpicking, he's a little undersized, right, weight-wise. They'll put some weight on him, get him in the weight room, but that's part of being young, right? You grow into yourself as you get a little bit older.
Mm-hmm.
So he does have a lot of upside, and Nick just texted us and said he's good to go whenever we need him.
All right, we'll bring him on the first segment, and we'll push Coach Avalon back to the last if you think that's good.
Okay.
Hey, while we're here in the studio, a couple things to remind you of. We're broadcasting from the Southern Bancorp studio here in Hattiesburg. We really appreciate those guys. They're great friends of ours. A lot of former baseball players, actually, at Southern Bancorp. They're in Midtown. Great place to do your banking business. The opening segment of our show every day, sponsored by Dickey's Barbecue Pit, which is a great place to eat. And as I explained to Kelly, I was just over at the movie stores. So if I'm not out here in the next 30 minutes, you'll understand.
You've got a Thanksgiving hangover.
I way too much. Genesis of Hattiesburg, the official auto dealer of the Eagle Hour. Their sedans and SUVs are the finest on the road. And you can visit the new Genesis showroom anytime you like on Highway 98 West in Hattiesburg. And I can't think of any eating right now, but if I were in the market for a dessert, where would you go, Kelly?
I would go to Mobay Beignet Company.
Why is that, Kelly?
It's 2902 Hardy Street, by the way. It's right across from the main entrance to the campus, because they don't even make those beignets, Bob, until you order them. That's how fresh they are. They melt in your mouth. All right, and you obviously can get the powdered
all over
sugar.
You. All over you.
All over you, but all over the beignets as well. And, of course, the dipping sauces that come along.
Yep.
Buttercream and the cinnamon happen to be my favorite.
Yep.
But you can also get cold or hot coffee, depending on the weather or what you like.
And it is the daughter and son-in-law of the mayor of the Roost, the one and only Jody Long.
Well, despite that, go see him.
Go see him despite that, yeah. All right. I believe we've got Nick Monis there. We're going to get Coach Avalon on the show as well. Stay with us.
Campus Bookmart is the one and only stop for the real Southern Miss fan. From hats to sweaters and even jerseys, Campus Book Mart has you covered with all the essentials for the Southern Miss football season. With sizes from toddler to large and in charge, there is no reason to shop anywhere else. Call 601-261-9690 or visit campusbookmart.net. Campus Book Mart on Hardy Street across from USM in Hattiesburg.
At Ramey Motors, they are family owned and operated. From auto sales to power sports and tractors, they have what you need. Carrying brands like Honda, G3, Ambush, Mahindra, Case IH, Gravely, Steel, and more. They believe strongly in customer service and would love to earn your business. Come visit their showroom at 120 Highway 589 in Purvis or give them a call at 769-456-7757 or visit their website at RameyMotorsMS.com.
Game day just got tastier with Lenny's Grill and Subs in Hattiesburg. Whether you're headed to cheer on the Golden Eagles or planning a tailgate with friends, Lenny's has you covered with delicious subs, fresh salads, and unbeatable catering options. Located right across from Southern Miss on Hardy Street, we're your go-to spot for a winning spread. Call us today at 601-296-0088 and let us take your tailgate to the top. Lenny's, where game day meets flavor.
South Mississippi Office Furniture is proud to support Southern Miss Athletics. Serving the Hattiesburg and surrounding areas since 1975, South Mississippi Office Furniture is a staple in the Pine Belt and knows the customer's needs is top priority. South Mississippi Office Furniture understands there's no such thing as one size fits all. So whether you're a small or big business, they can assist you with all your office furniture needs. They carry new and used inventory to fit any budget. So stop by today. South Mississippi Office Furniture, located on Highway 49 across from Hattiesburg Cycles in Hattiesburg. Southern Miss to the top.
At Southern Bancorp, we are wealth builders for everyone. We see building wealth as helping people succeed in creating strong financial futures. For some, it's having tools to build credit and buy a first home. For others, working with our award-winning SBA team to launch or grow a small business. And still others might use our unique savings plan today to save for tomorrow's dreams. Wherever you are in your wealth building journey, Southern Bancorp can help. Stop by or visit banksouthern.com to get started. Southern Bancorp, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, Southern Miss fans, TrustCare Health is proud to support the Golden Eagles and help keep our community in top shape, whether you're cheering at the Rock or the Peak. TrustCare has your back with convenient walk-in clinics and top-notch care for your urgent, primary, and kids' care needs. From game day injuries to everyday health needs, TrustCare is your go-to team. Visit us in Hattiesburg and Laurel, and let's keep the spirit of Southern Miss soaring to the top. Visit TrustCareHealth.com for more details. TrustCare Health. Feel better faster.
The Eagle Hour. Southern Miss to the top.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Dickey's Barbecue sponsoring the opening segment of the show. This segment sponsored by Campus Book Mart on Hardy Street, campusbookmart.net, where you find all your Southern Miss apparel. All right, we've got Nick Monacer back on the show with us. And, Nick, I'm going to be honest with you, man. These are always kind of bittersweet interviews for us to do because we get so attached to a young man like you, and you become such a face for the baseball program, and we kind of feel like we get to know you through the years, you know, and that you're, for lack of a better term, one of ours. But on the same hand, we're really excited and happy for you. So what are the emotions that Nick Monacer is feeling today?
It's crazy. It all happened really quick. You know, I played at Southern for the last 3 years, and it was the best 3 years of my life, and now it's looking like I'm going to have to walk away from that. But on the bright side of that, I get to continue chasing a dream that I've been working for ever since I started playing baseball. So it's definitely bittersweet.
You told me 3 years ago, mentioned this to you off air, that there was no place you ever wanted to play growing up except Pete Taylor Park and playing for the Golden Eagles. And so you were extraordinarily loyal, and I've got to believe, Nick, that people reached out to you trying to snatch you away, but I get the impression that never really entered your mind.
Yeah, no, the whole recruiting process, you know, everything was great. I loved Coach Barry, Coach Oz, Creel, all those guys that recruited me, and when I got there, it was even better than that. It was, like I said, it was the best 3 years of my life, and no matter what, I never thought about leaving, none of that. I wanted to stay and play for the Eagles and play in front of those fans in that park, and it was truly a blessing.
So, Nick, the Astros give you the call. Kind of none of the rest of us ever are going to know what it's like to be drafted for anything. other than the IRS tracking us down for money we owe them. But kind of educate us as to what the process was like on draft day. Who called you? What did they talk about? When did you get the final call? Just take us behind the scenes.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of happens pretty quick. It's not, before you get your name called, I'm going to be honest, it's not a fun day because you're just kind of sitting there waiting around, not really knowing what's going to happen. And then probably about 5 minutes after the fourth round started, my advisor called me and was like, look, the Astros want you here. Are you good with that? All that kind of stuff. And I was like, yeah, I'm good with it. Let's do it. And they ended the call, and I didn't hear anything until 2 picks later. They picked me, and then after that, I got a call from the Astros area guy and my advisor again, just congratulating me and stuff. But no, before it, you're kind of in the dark. You don't really know anything until you get a phone call and you basically say yes or no, and then you don't hear anything else until you get your name picked.
And we're not going to pry, but how do you come about the number? Because we know that this is business, right? And I know for a fact, my son used to be in the Twins and Phillies organizations in player development, and I do know that it comes down lots of times to dollars and cents. How do you and your people arrive at a figure that you're happy with?
I mean, to be honest, I never really had a number set in stone. You know, I kind of, through the draft process and talking with my advisors, you know, I kind of had a idea of the range I was going to go. I never knew it was going to be the fourth round. It was kind of like a range from you'll probably be in anywhere in any of the single digit rounds. So it's kind of conversations like that, and then obviously you take that and you go and look and see what the slot values for those picks are in each round, and I just kind of set a range of where I figured I was going to go and just kind of accepted the dollar amount from there, if that kind of makes sense. I never was like, this is what I want. If it's anything less than that, then it's a hard no, if that kind of makes sense.
Sure, it absolutely does. Now, have you been in touch with the Astros since the draft and kind of bring us up to date? You said just a little while ago you were notified about something.
Yeah, like I said, their area scout, Landon Townsley, called me after the draft and basically congratulated me and all that stuff. And then we talked earlier about when I'm supposed to get up there. I think I'm flying to Houston later tonight to do some physical stuff, and then I think I'll maybe go to West Palm Beach the middle of next week to kind of get the baseball kicked off.
Man, West Palm Beach, Houston, Bob, the saddest thing, if there is a sad thing about the Nick Monistere story, is he's going to have to give up living in Flowood to go to West
Palm Beach.
Yeah, and Houston.
So, Nick, I want to ask you this, and this applies to you, obviously, but other guys like you. We've been told that sometimes that money is not the first consideration. It is the opportunity to chase a dream that you've had, and you indicated to me that you've had since you were a young kid playing baseball. How much of it is money, and how much of it is, here's my opportunity to see if I can make it in the big leagues?
Oh, I mean, I think the opportunity outweighs the money by far. You know, I always say that no amount of money could have taken me away from Southern Miss just because of the bonds that I had there and the type of baseball that we played and just the relationships and stuff at that program. And that kind of, in my head and in my opinion, that kind of outweighed any dollar amount that could have been thrown at me, if that makes sense. And I kind of want to look at it the same way professionally. I know it's definitely way more business oriented at this level, but through the draft process, getting to know the Astros and stuff like that, I really liked who they were. I loved getting to know them, and their player development is off the charts, and I think it's going to be a really good spot for me, and I'm super excited to get in there and just get to work.
Well, sure. And look, I'm not going to ask you to reveal any names. I don't want you to reveal any names, but can you, to the degree you're comfortable sharing this with us, a player of your caliber in the world of college athletics we're in now, you must have been approached in the last couple of years by different schools trying to get you to leave. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, to an extent. Never directly, but I've definitely been told some things. But I obviously told my coaches that, and they knew. I feel like they never even asked me because they knew where my head was and where my heart was, and even if they did come to me directly, that nothing was ever going to sway my mind to go another way.
And that seems to be the culture of the baseball program. Nick, explain that to us. How does Southern Miss hang on to all of their key players? One exception, and that's the only exception I've ever been aware of. What is the difference in Southern Miss and all these other schools that you just see players moving constantly?
Well, I mean, I feel like it starts with the type of people that you have around you. Like, our coaching staff, there are coaches, and we respect them, but, like, at the same time, they try to form real, genuine relationships and friendships, I would say, with every single one of us that are their players, and I think that's really rare. You can, at least me personally, and I know a lot of other guys feel this way, that we can talk to our coaches about anything, even if it's not baseball related, just like you would your dad or your best friend. It's kind of that same relationship and that kind of trust that we all had in one another. And I mean, I really think that makes a big difference. And it helps even more that we play the same caliber baseball as the best teams in the country. I mean, year in and year out, I mean, everybody sees what we've done. And so it's not a question of, are we going to be good enough? But I think it all boils down to the type of culture and friendship and family vibe that we have in that clubhouse and with those coaches.
Nick, real quick, final question before we go to commercial break and let you go. Have the Astros, you're crazy athletic, have the Astros said where they want to, what their idea is for you position-wise?
I mean, there was kind of some small talk in the draft process about stuff. They obviously liked my athleticism. I think they're going to, I mean, I don't want to speak for them, but I think it's been that I can play everywhere. Really, I really helped my case being able to play multiple positions.
Amen.
And I feel like they'll take advantage of that, and they know that wherever they stick me, I'm going to be the last person to complain about a position. You know, wherever they want me, wherever they think's the best fit for me to make it to the big leagues is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to put my whole heart into it.
That's all I would want to hear, Bob, as a scout.
Completely. Nick, I got to tell you, man, it's been a great pleasure getting to know you over the last 3 years. Interviewed you and brought you on the show a number of times, and you've always been very gracious and accepting of our request for your time. We've all enjoyed watching you play a lot, young man, and we wish you nothing but the best. We look forward to watching you play in the big leagues, Nick Monasterio.
I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for all the coverage and all the interviews and stuff like that over the past 3 years I've been there. I really appreciate it.
And Nick, Bob's kind of embarrassed to ask you this, but he's going to need a car pretty soon. And so he just wants maybe you to consider a very low interest loan.
Pay him no attention, Nick. Pay him no attention at all. Hey, good luck. Good luck, young man.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
All right. Nick Monasterio.
You took a low-interest loan, wouldn't you, Bob?
Probably. I'm in the radio business. What the hell do you think?
That's right.
We'll be back.
Dickey's Barbecue in Hattiesburg. Legit Texas barbecue 7 days a week. Take your pick. Brisket, pulled pork, chicken, turkey, sausage, ribs, and wings. Enjoy delicious Dickey's by the plate or by the pound. It's fresh and delicious, and it's always ready at Dickey's. And don't forget, Dickey's can cater any event on your schedule, large or small. Dickey's is open 7 days a week on Cross Creek Parkway in Hattiesburg. Legit Texas barbecue for 80 years. Dickey's Barbecue.
At Ramey Motors, they are family owned and operated. From auto sales to power sports and tractors, they have what you need. Carrying brands like Honda, G3, Ambush, Mahindra, Case IH, Gravely, Steel, and more. They believe strongly in customer service and would love to earn your business. Come visit their showroom at 120 Highway 589 in Purvis, or give them a call at 769-456-7757, or visit their website at RameyMotorsMS.com.
Hub City Dental on South 28th Avenue invites you to make an appointment with them today. Dr. Patrick Beardeman and staff provide personalized attention and high-quality dental services to every patient. Hub City Dental is committed to seeing that everyone has a friendly and comfortable experience while achieving their smile and oral health goals. Dr. Patrick Beardeman is a proud alumni and supporter of Golden Eagle Athletics. Call 601-264-4800 and make your appointment today, and let Hub City Dental help take your smile to the top.
Hey, I'm Dustin Dickerson, former Southern Miss shortstop. I'm here to talk about something just as important as a game-winning play, your home. Whether you're looking to update your floors, install new countertops, or tackle a plumbing project, MCS Home Center has what you need. We've got a wide range of home improvement products and expert advice, all under one roof. No matter where you are in your home improvement journey, just dreaming up ideas or ready to make a purchase, MCS Home Center is here to help. Visit MCS Home Center today and support a business that proudly supports Southern Miss Athletics.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Our vision is to never stop moving forward, to never stop innovating and evolving. A vision of sustainable, renewable energy. A vision of all the possibilities for the future of our home. Our vision brings the power. Southern Pine Electric. We bring the power.
You're listening to SuperTalk News. I'm Ben Milam. A fire broke out Monday at Chevron's refinery in Pascagoula, injuring 4 employees. A spokesperson from the oil and gas company told WLOX that the blaze began around 8:15 in the morning at their wastewater treatment facility. It was quickly put out by company firefighters. Those injured were treated at the scene, with 3 of 4 being taken to a local hospital. The extent of their injuries is not known at this time. And the city of Hattiesburg has begun construction on a major infrastructure project aimed at drainage improvement and lowering flash flood risk. An overhaul in the area of West 7th Street near Highway 49 will cost just under $5 million, with $2.1 million coming from the Mississippi Department of Environmental Quality, another $2.1 million in federal dollars, and $500,000 in local capital funds.
Hi, I'm Mississippi Attorney General Lynn Fitch. More than 40 million people are victims of human trafficking globally. This is a worldwide problem, but it's a local one too. And one victim is too many. Each victim is someone's child, someone's grandchild, someone's sister or friend. Learn how to be aware, be prepared, and be the solution.
Download Mississippi's Human Trafficking Reporting app at simplyreport.com.
I'm Heath Clary from Greensboro, Alabama. I'm proud to be the 2024 Alabama Catfish Farmer of the Year. Feeding thousands of Americans is a responsibility I take very seriously. That's why looking for the Catfish Seal is so important. It guarantees the highest standards of safety and quality, so you get the freshest, cleanest, and healthiest fish around. Find your new favorite recipe or restaurant at uscatfish.com.
SuperTalk. Nobody keeps Mississippi informed like we do. with 12 stations covering all 82 counties. If it happens in your state, we're on top of it. The news, the weather, the sports, and the talk that's important to you. The issues that matter to you, your family, and your bank account. It's all right here. And when you're away from home, depend on the SuperTalk app and supertalk.fm to stay in the know. We're proud to serve our fellow Mississippians. SuperTalk Mississippi. You're tuned in to the Eagle Hour. The Eagle Hour. Southern Miss to the top.
Hey, welcome back. 4th Street Bar and Grill sponsoring this segment of the SuperTalk Eagle Hour. We appreciate all our buddies down there. Slay the gang, just the best. Great food, great drinks, and always a big game on the TV. MCS Home Center in Bellevue, proud to have them part of the Eagle Hour family. It is a great new home improvement center just west of Hattiesburg on US 98. Everything for home improvement, home construction, home remodeling, flooring, paint, everything you would need. MCS Home Center in Bellevue.
What's the slogan, Bob? If you use it in, on, or around your home, you'll find it at MCS.
Have you asked them for some money for that? I mean, you did come up with that.
That sums it up, though, doesn't it?
I think pretty well. Yeah. Coach Michael Avalon, one of the great junior college baseball coaches in the country, proven by the performance nationally of his team every year. But like all good programs, Coach, here come the pros, and they've snatched 3 players off your team. Talk about it.
Yeah, they, it's one of those things you hate to see, but love to see, I guess. So it's, it was a special day for actually two former Wildcats and 2 current Wildcats. And so we were incredibly just excited and grateful for that, for them and their families. Jacob Johnson from PRC, a current Wildcat, was drafted in the 11th round by the Orioles. By the Rangers. KK Clark from Brandon, Mississippi, was drafted in the 15th round by the Orioles. Connor Ware was from LSU. He's over at LSU. He was drafted by the Mets. And then also y'all's local guy there, Landon Payne, who we're excited about, was drafted by the White Sox. And, man, what an incredible day for our program, but most importantly for those young men and their families.
All right, we know Landon Payne is going to play for the White Sox. That's been confirmed. What does Landon Payne bring to the table, Coach, that you think will give him a shot at playing in the bigs?
Well, I think the thing that you see with him is just that blue-collar attitude, that just competitive nature that is going to separate him. He's big and physical. He's strong. And as y'all saw there at Southern Miss, he's just really getting back to his form and his shape that he was in his first year for us. His first year for us was really, really special. We get to the regional tournament, and he tears his lat muscle of all things in his back, which is an odd injury sometimes for usually shoulder, elbow, but to have a back muscle like that and have issues there, that was such a kind of a freakish deal. And it just took him some time to get back. That's obviously a major injury, and I think his first year at Southern Miss, there were some ups and downs, and now he's finally back 100% healthy and confident. And man, he was a guy that I always wanted to hand the baseball to, because you knew he was going to compete. You knew he believed in the program and in his teammates, and he wanted the baseball. So I think that's what he's going to bring on an everyday basis as far as professional baseball.
Man, I think the thing about Landon Payne, and you touched upon it, but to go a little bit further, he would just as soon fight you as eat a hamburger.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think he boxed a little bit growing up or so, and he's not somebody you wanted to see when he was good and upset, because he was a fiery guy. He was one of those guys, as you walked to the mound, you knew if you knew that conversation was maybe a little tough every once in a while, as far as, hey, I'm taking this ball from him. I think literally you'd have to fight him for the baseball. So that's the kind of guy, especially wanting the back end of a big ball game. The guys that just want it and have that look in their eye and that that tenacity, and that's what he has.
Coach, I happened to be on the field this year when late in the game he was closing out Georgia State, and the guy hits a home run, a meaningless home run. And he tried to pimp Landon Payne a little bit, and it didn't go well. It didn't go well.
No. And that is such the cool thing for me as a junior college coach these days is, getting to watch all these ball games when we're not playing. And I was sitting there watching that, and I can remember thinking, that ain't good. That old boy right there is not sure what he just stepped into. So I knew the next ones were going to be a little more intense and a little more effort there. And as he finished the game, he probably had the last words, for them. And
he did.
But man, one of my I can remember Coach Ostrander asking me about Landon. He had gotten hurt that freshman year. We were playing at the Pete in the fall, and he wasn't back yet. And Coach Ostrander and I have a very good relationship. He looked at me and said, "What do you think?" I said, "I think he's a no-brainer. You better get him." And he offered him right there on the spot, still injured. And I said, "Man, I just believe in the kid." And hearing Coach Oz call me, a year and a half later and say, "Man, you were right, and I appreciate you shooting me straight." That's so special about that kid. But wonderful family, and I think some of his best days of baseball are still ahead of him because he's just now really getting back healthy. He's going to be exciting to watch.
The intensity that he brings to the table, I want to talk about just that. Of all the positions on the field, Coach Avalon, and pitching is kind of your forte. It seems to me that attitude at that position is more important than any other on the field. Is that reasonable?
Yeah, there's no question. You can look at the box score every day and you see there's a winning pitcher and a losing pitcher. There's no winning catcher, no losing shortstop, none of that. It comes down to the winning pitcher and losing pitcher. And so, I tell our team all the time, baseball is a team game, but you got to be a little selfish at times. And that guy on the bump's got to be one of those that understands the magnitude of what he's doing and the responsibility that he carries, because you can be good on the mound as far as a team, and you can have a chance to win any ball game. You can be bad on the mound and you ain't winning. I don't care how good of offense you are or anything like that, but you've got a chance with that guy on the mound, and he dictates so much. And so that attitude, that just intensity, that competitiveness of that guy, people feed off of it behind you. They play faster, they play better, they want to hit for you, and so that's where that's so paramount and so important.
Well, you found the secret at Pearl River, because in the words of Mark Carson, the longtime coach at Northwest, and I'm paraphrasing here, he said, "I think, maybe players 1 through 7, a lot of the teams in this league could compete with Pearl River. Probably couldn't compete with players 8 and 9, and I'll tell you where none of us could compete is in the pitching depth." He said, we might have 5 or 6 guys that are okay, but Pearl River runs out 11 or 12 guys that are all starters. Man, what's been the secret to your pitching success down there? They just come one after another.
Well, I think days like yesterday obviously make that a lot easier to sell when you see just the development that you have over the years, and I've been very, very fortunate since I've been here. Coach Anthony Izio was my pitching coach, and then Coach Brandon Pennington followed up, and now I've got Coach Gavin Schmidt, and they do a tremendous job. But there's 2 reasons we've been successful at Pearl River, and I tell people this all the time. One is, first, like you said, we're going to have the most pitching depth. We're going to recruit pitchers, and we're going to make sure that when we step on the mound, we've got enough of them for you to be fresh when you go out there and throw your best up. And we're not going to abuse you. We're going to make sure that we limit you, and we've got somebody we hand the ball to that hopefully is as good or maybe better than you that coming off the mound. And then the second thing is we're going to be physical, and I think that also breeds over into our pitching and how we've developed. Is we're just, the weight room is so important for us, and we sell out to it. But recruiting and good players, I just lost Coach Lott, my assistant coach for 6 years here. He just took the head job at Itawamba, and he did a great job of getting, I tell people it's like football. You got to have the Jimmies and the Joes. And so, in baseball as well on the mound, you've got to be good. And we've been very fortunate. But I think guys just see that, hey, you come here, you develop, you get better, and you sign with Division I schools, and then ultimately you even have a chance of signing in the draft.
All right, real quick, Coach Avalon, because at junior college you can be drafted at any time. A lot of the guys that were taken, which is not unusual for junior college players to get taken kind of late in the draft, so they're not necessarily going to get rich going there. But I mean, how many, percentage-wise across the country, how many JUCO players wind up going back for their second year of JUCO? Or
I think it's going down now because of the NIL money. I think junior college is going up because there are so many 4-year guys that are getting big money to stay, and they're getting paid off or maybe more money than their bonus, so they're staying. So, guys, that's why I think this year you saw so many junior college guys, and I think that may continue just because of the signing bonuses and stuff that these 4-year schools are able to match.
All right, minute left, Coach. What does it mean? What does it mean to you as a coach when you see kids that you've invested so much of your time and effort in get this big reward and this opportunity that Nick Monasterio described earlier? The opportunity is more important than the money.
Yeah, we actually, recruited Nick, too, out of high school, and I thought we may have gotten it if he could have done this, but he's a really good one. But, man, it's just it's what all these kids dream of. It's what I dreamed of. I wasn't good enough. I played as long as I could. I played at Holmes Community College and went on to Lincoln Memorial and University of West Alabama. And kind of like old Pete Rose says, I'd run through hell in a gasoline suit to play baseball, and that's the kind of kids you want to coach. But for some of them, they get this opportunity, and it's a dream come true, and it's just awesome for their families. Talking with KK's Clark dad yesterday, he was just emotional about how much time he spent in the yard with these young men. His two sons, Kellum and KK, both playing. And I said, man, you're lucky to get to experience that. What a unbelievable day for him and his family. And that's just an example, but just really, really a special time.
Bob Getty, two of the greatest athletes in Mississippi history, Michael Avalon and you, Bob Getty, both.
Holmes Junior College.
Junior College.
Fighting Bulldogs.
There you go. I don't know about fighting so much anymore, but that's all right.
Coach, always great having you on the show, sir. We really appreciate you.
Awesome. Thank y'all so much for what you do. Appreciate you having me.
Coach Michael Avalon, everybody. A fellow Bulldog.
Another Holmes Bulldog.
Fighting Bulldog.
Will the athletics stars ever finish at Holmes?
Boy, that's using the term loosely, at least in my case.
Looking for a little luxury? Look no further than Genesis of Hattiesburg, where state-of-the-art design meets unmatched comfort and every drive feels like a first-class escape. At Genesis of Hattiesburg, we go above and beyond to deliver an experience like no other. From sleek and powerful vehicles to our dedicated team, we are redefining what it means to enjoy the ride. Visit us today and discover why your next adventure starts here at Genesis of Hattiesburg.
Baseball players, softball players, DBAT is here to help you improve your swing. DBAT provides a quality teaching environment with professional instruction to enhance your baseball or softball game at all levels from Little League through the pros. DBAT has 10 batting cages, 4 with pitching machines to accommodate baseball and softball, plus experienced instructors for one-on-one lessons. Check out our Facebook page for camps and clinic dates to provide a great opportunity for players to improve. DBAT in Hattiesburg.
Are you looking to upgrade your outdoor living spaces? Greenline Landscape and Irrigation provides the highest level of quality with personalized service and has been serving the Pine Belt for over 30 years. Greenline offers all-in-one services and 3D landscape design to meet and exceed all expectations from start to finish. Ray, Barron, Steve, and team are the best in the business and will design, install, and maintain your project like no other. Call them today, 601-261-0559. Greenline Landscape. Do it once, do it right.
At Southern Bancorp, we are wealth builders for everyone. We see building wealth as helping people succeed in creating strong financial futures. For some, it's having tools to build credit and buy a first home. For others, working with our award-winning SBA team to launch or grow a small business. And still others might use our unique savings plan today to save for tomorrow's dreams. Wherever you are on your wealth building journey, Southern Bancorp can help. Stop by or visit banksouthern.com to get started. Southern Bancorp, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This summer, cut your mowing time and crank up your backyard curb appeal with a brand new X-Mark mower from Smith Small Engine Repair in Hattiesburg. X-Mark mowers deliver pro-level performance, comfort, and durability. Perfect for tackling any yard, big or small. Come see us on Highway 589 and let us help you find the right X-Mark for your summer mowing needs. Call 601-467-7996 today. Smith Small Engine Repair, powering your summer 1 yard at a time.
Hattiesburg's premier neighborhood sports bar is 4th Street Bar, located at 2505 4th Street in Hattiesburg, just north of Southern Miss. 4th Street Bar features great food, affordable drinks, and a little something for everyone, including plenty of TVs showing all the Southern Miss games, pool tables, darts, foosball, and more. Don't forget about the $10.95 lunch special. Come unwind at 4th Street Bar, 2505 4th Street in Hattiesburg.
Into Middays with Gerard Gibbert each weekday, live from the Element Wealth Studios. Is retirement on your mind? Do you have a plan? Go to myelementwealth.com to find your balance between income, growth, and guarantees.
Join Mississippi's handyman Buddy Slowick every Saturday from 10 till noon as he broadcasts live from the Build Mississippi studio. Go to buildmississippi.com for more information on training, credentials, and job placement.
Hey, Richard Cross here with SuperTalk Mississippi. Every day at 5 o'clock, catch the College Football Fix driven by Ford and your local Mississippi Ford dealers on Sports Talk Mississippi. Speaking of Ford, how do you create a tradition of leadership? You power it with impressive towing and hauling, sharpen it with smart features like a mobile generator, and dominate the game 47 years straight. That's Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks. A legacy of excellence only at your local Mississippi Ford dealers.
Southern Miss to the top. To the top. You're tuned in to the Eagle Hour.
I want to thank Nick Monaster and Coach Michael Avalon for joining us on the program today. This segment sponsored by DBAT on Hardy Street. DBAT, a great place for baseball, softball training, summer camps, instructions for softball and baseball players in your family, made only by none other than Luke Reynolds, a former great player himself here at Mississippi State and also in professional baseball. It's all at DBAT on Hardy Street. Hey, don't forget about the SuperTalk Eagle Hour podcast. It's on YouTube, TuneIn, Stitcher, Spotify, Audible, Apple, or you can tell Alexa or Siri to play the SuperTalk Eagle Hour. And, Kelly, it's the 60th anniversary of Be Quick. You want to run down that summary for me?
Well, first of all, it's only through the end of the month, so you only got another couple weeks to go by Be Quick, which is located, it's the Shell gas station at the corner of Hegwood Road and Highway 98. If you've dropped your kids off ever up at Optimus Park to play youth baseball, you know exactly what we're talking about. Stop in there, get their Buffalo decal that you can put on your back window or bumper, and they're going to have spotters. You're not going to know that they're spotters, but people out looking for those decals, and if one is on your car, they'll take down your license plate number and then make sure that you're in the drawing for lots of prizes, including a Saints football experience. And I asked what they meant by experience, and they said they guarantee a Saints win.
That'd be an experience. That may be an unusual experience this year.
This year, I think you're right.
No
but
question.
You can also win an offshore fishing trip and a cruise, Caribbean cruise for 4. They're big supporters of Southern Miss, so go by Be Quick and get your decal.
All right, Landon Payne's going to be on the show tomorrow. He's just confirmed that, ironically, that afternoon we were talking about when the kid from Georgia State hit the home run, had something to say. Landon
had something to say.
Exchanged some pleasantries with him about his mother, and I'll leave it at that. Yeah. And then when the game was over, it looked like they were fixed to tie up again, and it was our other guest, Nick Monaster, that got all involved in the pushing and shoving. So there was a little attitude on the field, and Tuna laughed about it later. Tuna said there's no fighting in baseball, but why would you want to start a fight with Landon Payne?
I think the point that Coach Avalon made about in the box score, and you don't see many box scores anymore because they were in newspapers.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I do remember those.
You remember newspapers?
Coffee, cigarettes, and Sunday morning newspapers. I remember them well.
That was a long time ago, but in the box score, there was a winning pitcher and a losing pitcher. So it is a point of pride that pitchers take. They are the maestro of the orchestra, and they have to be a little bit more mentally tough. And they only work once every 5 days or 5 games or whatever. Mm-hmm. But there's so much emotional exhaustion that goes into pitching a ball game and doing it correctly that they've got to be extra tough.
All right, Kelly Sander, what do you say to the people who are on the bridge today going, oh, no, we've lost Monaster, we've lost Middleton, we've lost Payne, we lost Cook, we're just going to be terrible next year?
Well, I would go over to the restaurant bell and I would ding it and I'd say, order up, meaning there's plenty of guys waiting in the wings that are going to be fantastic.
The team will not take a half a step back.
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so. And I mean, when guys like Davis Gillespie are standing put,
right.
and Tucker Stockman, there was thought that maybe he would get taken yesterday, but he'll be back now. So that's a ease.
Well, you got a glimpse of the future in that Miami game when you had a couple infielders go out injured, and you brought in 2 kids that have barely seen the field all year, and you couldn't tell a bit of difference.
Oh, Seth Smith is a great player that is now ready to step up into the spotlight.
100%.
He's a great player. I'm telling you, you watch Seth Smith develop. And again, he's got a great lineage, has a great resume, comes from a baseball family. His dad was a big leaguer. So, I mean,
yeah, everything is fine.
Yeah.
Everything.
And we wish that all of the programs were in as good a stead as the baseball team is now.
Speaking of other programs, you'll be in New Orleans next week. What is it you want to hear from Charles Huff?
I want to hear that he's open to letting some players and some coaches talk to all members of the media at particular times. I don't want it to be a contentious. And maybe contentious is kind of a strong word, but I would like him to, hopefully we can get him to understand that we're all in this thing together. We don't have to sit around the campfire and sing Kumbaya, but it would be nice for the fan base to get to know
these new players. It's a new team.
Brand new team. Very few players back, from last year's team. So just to get to know them, obviously it's important that you win, and I understand the points that he's made about controlling the narrative, limiting access, and limiting is different than no access.
And Kelly, it's so different than the program we're talking about today. We know these kids. We knew Nick Montesero to call, and we knew he'd take the call. You get to know them. Football's so much different now, and like you say, the community needs to get to know the football team. And hopefully that's exactly what's going to happen.
It wouldn't hurt. It certainly wouldn't hurt, because those are the people that you want to come to the games.
And cheer for and be excited about.
And when there is that emotional attachment, people are willing to step up and help.
Right.
But if there's just no names with faces and things like that, it's a tougher sell.
SuperTalk back on the radio tomorrow and online. We'll have Landon Payne and other great guests.
And Friday we're going on the road.
We're at the Mize Watermelon Festival. Kelly's going to jump in the creek with the Watermelon Queen. It's going to be exciting.
I want it proven to me that Smith County watermelons are indeed the best tasting in the world.
We're going to taste them and see.
I'm looking forward to that.
Eagle Hour and Mize this Friday. Hope you'll come out and join us. Thank you for listening. Southern Miss.
To the top.
I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let my spirit carry me. I want to fly like an eagle till I'm free. I go through the revolution.
WFMM Summerall Hattiesburg, SuperTalk Mississippi 97.3, powered by Genesis of Hattiesburg, home of the new Genesis GV80, a premium sports utility vehicle.
News. I'm John Zassier. President Trump's on the way to Pittsburgh for an AI energy summit, and he was asked by reporters on the White House lawn before he left about the Labor Department saying inflation rose slightly in June. And here's what he said.
Very slight. Essentially, they were exactly as anticipated. Very low inflation. So what you should do is lower the rate. The Fed should lower the rate immediately.
The Federal Reserve expected to have its next meeting by the end of this month, so they may decide on that rate change. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy speaking about damage caused by severe rainstorms last night.
6 inches of rain in under 2.5 hours in 2 waves. Importantly, one wave sort of knocked a lot of these communities a little bit off kilter. The second one came in for the kill.
The governor says at least 2 people were killed by these storms in Plainville. America's listening to Fox News.
Simplify your to-do list and manage your account on the go. Download the Mississippi Power app to easily pay your bill, track your energy usage, receive alerts, report outages, and more. All from your phone. Download the Mississippi Power app today.
Right now, it's 000 at Woolwine Ford. That's right, 0% financing, 0 down, and 0 payments for 90 days for qualified buyers on new 2025 F-150. Make the short drive to Collins and save at Woolwine Ford.
We all know your local Ramey's Marketplace has quality in the bag. But did you know they have the best chicken sandwich in the South as well? Ramey's Chicken Sandwich is made to order and it's available. Choose from Ramey's mouth-watering original barbecue or buffalo flavors at participating locations. Same great sales, same great prices, and now the best chicken sandwich in the South, all at Ramey's Marketplace. They've got quality in the bag.
For SuperTalk News, I'm JT Mitchell. The DA in Jasper County has withdrawn charges against an uncle accused of killing his nephew. Victor Jerome Carver was charged with manslaughter after 17-year-old Caden Cantrell was found dead inside a ditch earlier this month. According to the local sheriffs, the charges were withdrawn because Cantrell's autopsy came back with no definitive cause of death. He was under the care of the Tennessee Department of Children's Services when Carver got a 2-day pass to bring his nephew to Mississippi. Multiple employees at the Department of Children's Services have either resigned or been fired following his passing. A worker in West Point was killed by forklift on Tuesday morning. According to police, the accident happened at Plum Creek Environmental. They say it appears a forklift accidentally rolled onto the worker, whose identity has not yet been released.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end. The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
You'll be one smart cookie when you try Bluebell Cookie Cake Ice Cream. A sweet cream ice cream loaded with chocolate chip cookie cake pieces and swirls of chocolate and vanilla icing. This cookie cake ice cream really takes the cake.
The good old days are being made right now. The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at your local grocer and pick up your favorite flavor today.
You may have heard on Monday that Belhaven University will be the first in Mississippi to launch a master's program in artificial intelligence. Today, we caught up with Dr. Brett Andrews, who says the program should stave off fears that machines will control humans. Rather, it will help humans further control machines.
This is about doing AI, not just studying it. Curriculum's hands-on, it's career-focused, it's designed to meet the needs of employers today regarding AI skills. One of the big misnomers that I hear from people in the community, they keep asking me, is AI going to take my job? The answer is no, and AI is not going to take your job. What's going to take your job is somebody who knows how to use AI better than you do.
Belhaven's AI program is being funded by a state government grant. It was also received by Alcorn State, Jackson State, Millsaps, Mississippi College, Mississippi State, and Southern Miss. I'm JT Mitchell.
For over 20 years, Purple Wave Auction has been the trusted leader in online auctions, offering the easiest way to buy and sell equipment. From bulldozers to backhoes and combines to cranes, we host multiple weekly auctions in construction, ag, and fleet equipment. With our no reserve format and sell where it sits approach, you can bid on local equipment without waiting for far-off auction dates. Get registered for free and start bidding today at purplewave.com.
The Grammy Museum, Mississippi is thrilled to announce that the Taylor Swift Through the Eras exhibit is extending its stay
until August 31st, 2025.
The exhibit has drawn record attendance and captivated visitors since the grand opening in fall of 2024. Sponsored by Visit Mississippi, this exhibit celebrates Taylor Swift's remarkable 19-year music career. Don't miss your chance to step into Taylor's world at the Grammy Museum, Mississippi. To purchase tickets or to learn more about this exhibit and other events, visit
GrammyMuseumMS.org.
It's Mississippi's Radio Happy Hour.
Well, I'm going to Mississippi, here I come.
You're listening to Good Things with Rebecca Turner.
Well, I'm going to Mississippi, here I come.
Bringing you the good stories of Mississippi's people, places, and things to do. Now, here's Rebecca.
Good afternoon, SuperTalk Mississippi, and you're tuned into your Radio Happy Hour. That's the Good Things. I'm your host, Rebecca Turner. And don't forget, you can listen to Good Things. We are streaming live over at supertalk.fm. We're also streaming from that SuperTalk Mississippi app and your local SuperTalk Mississippi radio station. You can watch us, too. We are on your computer, your mobile device. Just head on over to SuperTalk TV. Now, all children of the 80s, today's guest is for you or parents of children of the 80s. You're going to take a trip down memory lane, too. Joining us today is Damon Breland. He is the owner of Smitty's Super Service. It is a collection of memorabilia from Snowbiz Pizza, remember that place, and the original Chuck E. Cheese. So welcome, Damon.
Hello, Miss Rebecca. How are you doing today?
It is so good to have you on here, Damon. And I have to admit, I found you online first. I think a blog site had done something wonderful about your place. I mentioned it here on Good Things, and your dad, a listener, is the one that was like, would you like to get connected to Damon? I kind of know him. So I want to shout out to your dad for making that connection. Although I would have hunted you down in other ways. He just made it a lot more streamlined. For me. Okay, you bring smiles to people's faces just even through the photos that they see of your place. So you've got something special there. But I'm curious, I mean, what inspired you to start collecting all of this memorabilia, specifically from the era, which is the 80s?
Well, have you ever heard of the expression going down a rabbit hole?
Yes.
And I'm not talking about Alice in Wonderland either.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So in the early 2000s, when I was on dial-up internet, remember that sound?
Yes. Unfortunately,
I found a whole online community that were involved in keeping the memory alive of this, both Showbiz Pizza Place and Chuck E. Cheese. So
that's where it started.
I jumped on and I'm like, wow, I remember this from my childhood.
So did you ever have a birthday party there, Damon, or is it just your parents took you to both as recreation and entertainment?
I actually never did have a birthday party. But what I can tell you is I never had to be told to study and get good grades, because I knew when I brought home my report card and had honor roll or banner roll, we were going to go on a trip to either Chuck E. Cheese or Showbiz Pizza Place.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, well, I had a birthday party there and had plenty of birthday parties there, earlier ones. And it's the original Chuck E. Cheese, like the stuff that you have collected that they have since updated and probably had some safety concerns about and everything else. So what was the first piece where you went, Damon, you know what? Like, I'm enjoying being a part of, like, the online community we share in this, like, love or affection for the 80s or these particular places, to, you know what, I'm going to buy a piece? Or did you start out going, okay, if I'm going to do this, I want to see how much I can collect? Or was it kind of like a snowball effect?
It was a snowball. So, I mean, some of the first few pieces that I was collecting was off of eBay, you know. Little trinkets like that would have been at the ticket redemption counter, like a keychain or a mug or something like that. And then really started getting into looking for bigger things, and then found the whole show on eBay. So it was crazy. Won it on eBay, got airline tickets, got a rider rental truck set up, and set off on an adventure that I had never expected, and drove it all the way from Florida back home in Mississippi.
Did you know what you were going to do with it, Damon?
I thought originally it was going to be something for me and my kids and my family. I didn't really expect it to become what it has. That's once again part of that snowball.
So when did your service, Smitty's Super Service, come into play? When did you decide, hey, I've got all of this stuff, I brought it from Florida, I need a place to put it, maybe organize it, or, put it back in kind of its original format. Because obviously this isn't fitting in your guest room. Like, this isn't, or going to take up your wife might get mad at you then. So you have to have somewhere to put it.
So we're going to jump back to Pop. We're going to shout out to my dad again. So when I got it, it was at his garage for over 2 years.
Oh, God bless Pop.
We had to wall off his garage. He had nowhere to park his vehicles for like 2 years. And his father, my grandfather, Papa, had a little country convenience store that they leased out. And the last person that had the lease ran out, and they didn't renew it, so it became empty. Dad said, well, I want my garage back. Let's move it. So we transported it all down the road to that little old country store.
How much time did it take, Damon, for you to put it all back in a way which it made sense or familiar if someone was to visit it?
So including the 2 years that it was at my dad's in his garage, and then after we moved it to the little store, that took 2 more years. It took 4 years to get that original set from Showbiz Pizza up and running. Chuck E. Cheese came a little later.
Okay. Did you get to introduce your kids first to it, I'd assume? Because at this point, I mean, if it's in your dad's, if it's in Pop's garage, not too many people are being able to see it. Or are you still sharing in your online community? Like, hey, look at what I found. Like, how cool is this? I mean, did people know that you were collecting this memorabilia, that you had it and were interested in it?
So, as I mentioned earlier, with the dial-up internet and online, there was a whole fan community out there that were actively trying to get these items and restore them and save them for future generations. Because even at that point, it was becoming increasingly hard to find them anywhere in the public where you could go see them anymore.
Well, Chuck E. Cheese is still in business. It's still the creepy mouse. He's just a little bit different. Terrified my kid. I mean, I've thought about, I need to bring my kid to see your stuff. And then I thought, we're not built like we were in the 80s, Damon. That's probably part of why we have such thick skin, is because we survived Chuck E. Cheese in its original form. Did you ever reach out to, the company and say, hey, I've got this stuff, or find things that gaps that you may have had in your collection?
So I actually have been to their corporate office. I have been able to tour. They know of my collection. I am very particular on how I, show their characters, because they're still a business. They still own all the rights. So that's why I give private tours, and I'm not really open to the public. You have to set up an appointment to come visit.
Well, I can understand that, and that's really cool that you've worked that out with them. Speaking of that, though, is that something that people interested can do, like set up an appointment and see the tours? I'm sure your family enjoys the place, but how else can people get a peek at what you have been doing over the last several years?
Well, I'm going to throw somebody else out right now. Mississippi Meemaw came and visited a couple of weeks ago and posted a TikTok that blew up.
Oh, I can imagine.
And I've had people from all over contacting, and it's kind of crazy. I've had more people contact and want to visit within the next couple of months before kids go back to school than I normally handle in a whole year. So it's been crazy. But the easiest way is you go to Google and type in Smitty Super Service, and it'll find my website, which has a contact tab. And I have all the socials, just like everybody: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
Yeah, all the things. What's your favorite piece, Damon?
Well, that's like trying to make a parent pick a favorite child. I mean,
yeah.
One of the most sentimental pieces is that I still have my originally Chuck E. Cheese plush from 1984,
That's
and
cool.
I've got it in one of the curios on display. And when anybody asks a question like that, I have to point it out and say that's mine. That's the oldest piece in the collection. That's the original.
Do you have the little like Ferris wheel like thing that you would sit in sideways and go up and around?
The Ferris wheel that you were terrified of because it went up and stuck you?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually have that and the little merry-go-round that went around in a circle. So, but unfortunately, at our age and our weight and our height, we're just not compatible with fitting in it anymore.
No. No worries about that, Damon. I do not need to relive that trauma. I do not need to get over that by revisiting that trauma at all.
You would be surprised if the adults come in and see it, and they're like, "Oh my God, I remember this," and I hit that button and it starts rotating around. And you just see it in their face. I don't know if it's terror or what, but you see something in their face.
It's something, Damon. Are you finished? Is your collection complete?
I have learned never to say never, because there are still things that do pop up. But I can say I'm really, really running out of room. There's just only so much room I have available over there, and I literally have 5 different shows between the Chuck E. Cheese shows, the side shows they had, the Rock of Fire Explosion. So it's the whole building is full of different animatronic shows. Plus, I have a little small arcade with the merry-go-round and Ferris wheel to terrify the adults, and skee ball with a whole cup of tokens that people will go through in one visit.
Oh, Damon, man, what a wonderful trip down memory lane. And just thank you for saving this. I can see why people are excited you did that. We'll have to get you back on in the future, let you settle down just a little bit. But if people want more information, they go to Smitty's Super Service, right, on all platforms.
Smitty Super Service, Google will find it, and there's a website, Facebook, all the social medias.
Well, I appreciate.
And you'll have to come down too.
Absolutely, I appreciate your time and Pops.
Well, thank you so much.
Waiting. You do it at grocery stores, in traffic, and at the doctor's office. But what if you could skip the wait altogether? Introducing Trust Care Plus, a healthcare membership that makes feeling better even faster. Skip the waiting room and enjoy priority access at any Trust Care clinic. Sick kid? Text your care crew day or night. Get discounts on prescriptions and so much more. Wait no more. Feeling better just got a whole lot faster. Join Trust Care Plus today. Plans start from just $15 a month. Learn more at trustcarehealth.com/plus.
A SuperTalk Mississippi media production.